let me ask you something. Have you ever posted online something positive, a meal, a photo, something you were proud of, and then you just received insulting comments? Someone was so vile and told you some horrible, insulting things, and you just had to put your phone down. Or have you ever tried to defend someone who was attacked in these comments, and then all of a sudden everything turned to you? You were the one who was being attacked. Well, I have been in both of these situations, and today I want to talk about it. I'm Josi, and this is No Weaklings Club podcast, and today I'm gonna be having a rant. If you also have feelings about it, whichever feelings you have about it, stick on, because I'm gonna tell you why it happens, who does it, and the big question, what are the platforms getting out of it? And what can we do about it if we can do something about it? Sit nicely in your chair or on your bed or wherever you are and enjoy, and make sure to comment, express this anger if you have it. Say it while you're listening to the episode. It's gonna help you, I promise. So today I want to start with a story because this is seriously abstract for me. Okay, a guy posted a photo of himself and of his hair. He had dreadlocks, and it was some kind of community group on Facebook. And he asked, does anyone know someone who lives locally who is good with dreadlocks because he needs them fixed around? And the comments that this guy received on this post, I'm still shocked to this day. It happened a few years ago. Whenever I think about it, and for some reason I think about it way too many times, comments such as, not even your mother likes you, look at you, you look like a monster, shave your head, this is why we need to send people to the army, and similar comments like that. And comment after comment after comment, 99% of the comments were that kind of comments. And I was sitting there and I was reading these comments, and I felt sick. I felt sick to my stomach. I kept thinking, this poor guy posted this, and he's gonna end up with a phone full of comments that are insulting him based on how he looks. He has done absolutely nothing wrong. This guy has done nothing wrong, posted something innocent. And what I was thinking, if I received this kind of comments on something that I posted in my teen years, that would not have done good mentally to me. No, it just wouldn't. Back then I had no confidence. I was still figuring out who I am, and this would destroy me. It would genuinely cost me my mental health. And can you only imagine how many people actually got broken by something like this? So today we're going to be talking about it. All of it. Because I'm someone who is relatively often on social media, but in the background I'm more of someone who is reading posts and comments and articles from the news and similar. I don't post much and I don't necessarily engage much, but I see a lot. And I see a lot of hate. I see it everywhere. Now literally you cannot go on to one post, the happiest post in the universe, and you cannot see people are fighting, people disliking, so freely expressing their opinions onto what are you wearing, how you look, what you do with your life. What's going on? Where is this audacity coming from? Why? Why is the biggest question. And we're going to start with that question. Let's straight away start with one of the answers. Researchers call this Online Disinhibition Effect. So this is basically a fancy word for when you remove face, name, and consequences. People then stop feeling like normal social rules apply to them. And think about it, online you can say whatever you want and absolutely nothing happens, right? Nobody will punch you in your face, nobody's gonna cry in front of you. you will never have to see the expression on the face of the person who is reading this comment. And now, since, I don't know, like a few years ago, or less than a few years ago, a year ago or something, there's this anonymity. Everyone can be anonymous. You can post in most of the groups being anonymous, you can comment in most of the groups being anonymous, and there are just no consequences. Even if you post it with your name, there will be almost no consequences, mostly no consequences. But when you're posting anonymous, then you're great. You can write whatever you want. No one knows who you are. However, way less people say insulting things like that, like from my previous example, to someone's face. No, then they would expose themselves to the insult, wouldn't they? So they would rather not, right? Insult someone else, that's okay. But if I'm being insulted, no, I want to spare myself of being insulted. I want to spare the world of knowing who is this person who is insulting everyone else so freely with the audacity. I am special. No, you're not. But all this anonymity, it's just a part of it. It's not the full picture, let's say. This kind of surprised me, and it didn't really surprise me. I just didn't know until now that actually research, that science has confirmed it, but this is how it is. By insulting someone online, these people are actually giving themselves a temporary feeling of superiority and control. This is mostly common for the people who feel absolutely helpless, powerful in their own personal lives. Oh, really? Don't say. You feel bad in your personal life, no one hears you, and you come online and you want to tell someone else that they're worth less than you so you can feel better about yourself. Is this really the right way? I don't think so. And then, to round up this whole picture, third type of people who will be insulting online, something that's maybe the most fascinating and terrifying, let's say terrifying. Researchers call this moral grandstanding. So these people don't actually feel angry, and they don't actually have to insult you, but they insult you because they act like they are angry and they want to be liked by their own audience. So because their comment is going to be liked by the person who agrees with them, they're going to attack you just as a collateral damage. They don't care about you. They might not even think what they wrote. They will just write it because they know that they're going to get reactions. And then I wonder, is this something that explains my personal experience? That when someone attacked someone else, and I was like, hey, this is rude, GTFO, we'll leave this person alone. And they would go onto my profile and look at my photos, and then they would come back with commenting how I look at your hair, look at you this, that, fat, blah, blah, blah. Never gets old. And all this because I said something nice about someone. This logic is absolutely insane, but when you start understanding that they are actually not responding to something that you said, you're just target to reach their goal, their audience, it starts making horrible kind of sense. Honestly, sometimes I'm wondering, do I spend too much time online? But come on, maybe if I am, is it real that all that you see online is hate? Everywhere, wherever you turn around, it's hate. Only if you have on the wall your friends and that's it. But if you read comments just for some kind of advert, you're gonna see hate there. Literally everywhere you're going to see hate. Because do you know what's happening now? Did you hear about the rage bite? I'm sure you've heard about a rage bite. Rage bite is deliberately made to make you feel angry. These posts are framed specifically to create the outrage. even if these people don't think something that they're saying, they're gonna say it just because they know that they're going to get your reaction. And what does reaction do? Reaction triggers algorithm, and then algorithm makes their content more visible to more people who gonna reply with more rage. And what does that result in? That results in the money for the content creator. And there is something that's called negativity bias. We are actually more likely to engage with negative content, with negative comments. And think about it this way. When you're leaving a restaurant, are you more likely to leave a review if it was positive or if it was negative? Are you going to leave a review if it was meh? So you're leaving a comment when it was all good? Less likely. You're leaving a comment when something went wrong? Absolutely, yes. At least I am. I am most of the times, 99% of the times, I'm going to leave a negative comment if there's a reason for me leaving a negative comment. Like now, I ordered a jerk chicken and full chicken, and the chicken came without the wings. What do you mean? Chicken consists wings, so I want wings with my chicken. 3 stars. I'm sorry. And also on the internet. Like, I'm not going to pretend I'm a saint. I've never done it. Oh, hell yes, I did. I argued in comments. I've seen something that made me furious. And all this time, I was doing exactly what this content creator wanted. Engagement in order to earn more money. So basically, whenever you're doing that, you are working for free for someone. And I genuinely did not think that I would ever mention this person on my podcast. But the ultimate rage bait person that I can think of right now, it's Andrew Tate. This guy, he literally makes the most inflammatory, deliberately insulting posts in order to divide audience, so the audience can fight in his comments and get him engagement. Because that's who Andrew Tate is. You either love him or you hate him. If you love him, let's never talk. That's my only asking, because how can anyone positively see this guy? Because he's not a positive person. And there is just no middle here. There's no middle ground. You cannot be just meh about Andrew Tate. If you know who he is and what he has been doing, then you have opinion about him. Like polarizing opinion about him. Only if you don't really know all of the facts about this guy, then you can be meh. Otherwise, no, I just don't see it. If you think you can be meh about him and knowing all of the facts, please let me know how. I would really, really like to know, I'm open to hearing different kind of opinions about this. I am open to hearing you are wrong. I insult someone not because I'm frustrated with myself, but I insult other people because I don't know, whatever reason you can give me, give it to me. I'm willing to hear it. If you have any other opinions about the stuff that I say that are different from mine, I am more than welcome to hear them. Just let me know your logic. Just don't insult me, because people who insult me are not welcome. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here to train my algorithm on hate. I'm here to train my algorithm on positivity. Can we do that? And constructive discussion. I'm always for constructive discussion. Often I will be commenting on some of these posts and people will be coming back with all this anger, insulting. I was like, why can we not just discuss this? Like 2 people or how many people are commenting this right now? Why can we not just discuss it and say our opinions and why we think this works and why you think that doesn't work, etc.? Why can we not do that? So yeah, if you feel like we can have some good discussions, like worthy of your time and of my time, discussions, let's do it. I am someone who loves to talk, obviously, and I'm more than up for it. Another example, very interesting example. Do you know about this channel 2-minute, 5-minute craft type of thingy? Another example of rage bite, guys. I will say this now. When I say guys, I mean guys and girls, and I mean everyone, yeah? I guess this guys is something that stuck with me and it's very hard to get rid of, and please don't bug me because of this. So tell me, people, did you hear about or did you see these 5-minute crafts? What they do is they make something ridiculous. They make shoes from plastic bags that look horrible, and they spent 5 hours doing this, and it's 5 minutes craft. And then people in the comments are burning. They are commenting so negative comments. They are fighting there. They are insulting. They mock them. They debunk them. They are complaining. Why are they making that kind of content? Please understand that this content creator created this not because they're stupid, but because they're smart. They made this so you can comment and be angry and whatever negative feelings that this is going to bring to you, so you can comment to them, because it's easier to make something shitty and invite people to comment, because from all this that we heard, negativity bias, yeah? We are more likely to comment something negative than something positive. It's easier to train your algorithm that way. They are going to making this kind of content, stupid content or whatever, in order for you to comment, so you can work for them for free, so they can earn money from you. That's it. It's as simple as that. But enough now about these people who earn money from rage bite and from your negative comments. Let's talk about these people who don't earn any kind of money, who just receive insults. Let's talk about them a little bit. Behind every of that profile that receives negative comments and insult, it's a real person behind that. It's a real person reading these comments. And if you are someone who is stable, let's say stable, I'm not really sure what's the right word to use here, but if you're someone resistant enough to take these comments as something silly and something that's not going to affect you, that's great. But if you are not, if you already had some kind of self-confidence issues, this can affect you deeply. So there was this one huge study done in 2025. It actually was a study that analyzed 55 different research studies. This study brought out results that are honestly not great. This study found that exposure to the online hate can bring real psychological damage. And we're talking measurable damage, like depression, reduce of satisfaction, anxiety. And these are not small things. We already all have all that stuff. And now we get hate on internet, and now we have more of that stuff. Not good, guys. Not good. And there is one more thing that this study brought, is that exposure to online hate, it makes you more likely to engage with the same hateful comments. It's like it's contagious. The more you see it, the more it starts to feel normal. The more normal it feels, the more it spreads. It's a cycle, and algorithm feeds it. And I think about young people especially, because I was not confident growing up. Not at all. I barely knew any people who were confident growing up. If I have been receiving this kind of hate that people receive now on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, on every platform, I genuinely don't know who I would be today. I honestly don't know. That stuff gets in. It gets into how you see yourself, and it stays. Men sometimes ask, why do women use so many filters? Why do they edit themselves so much? And the answer stands right here in the comments. I did, and probably you did, watch what happens when people post something naturally, even when they don't post something naturally. Today it's like too many filters, too little filters. Hate constantly in comments. We've seen so many comments. I've seen so many comments. People commenting someone's hair, someone's body, someone's face, someone's skin. And we decide we would rather not find out what people say about us. That's why many women use filters. I personally am not a fan of filters. I never actually knew really how to use it. I had, what's the name of it? Pinterest? No, not Pinterest. Snapchat. I had it for maybe a few months, and there are a bunch of filters there. My phone doesn't have all these filters. I never used applications for filters or anything like that, so I'm used to seeing my face as it is, like some light filters. Potentially yes, but nothing too extra. But I understand. I absolutely understand. And I found one more study, and this study was published in 2026, and the statement that the publishers made, it was a very strong statement, and it said these hateful comments online should not be called hate speech anymore, they should be called violence, because that's what it actually is. Damage that's caused with this violence is actually something that causes real and lasting and serious effects. Words do damage. We can say as much as we want. Words do damage, and typing them behind the screen does not make them land any softer on the person who's receiving them. And now I want to be honest about something, because this is what it is, the whole podcast, it's what it is about, the raw, true stories. I have been on the receiving end of these hate comments, not because of my content, not yet at least, but because I was commenting on other people's posts when I would be defending someone who's been attacked, commenting something positive about them, or when I would be calling out conspiracy theory, because you cannot expect me just to scroll when I see your flattered nonsense. I cannot just scroll, I have to say something. Well, at some point I stopped commenting as much as I would before, but it still kind of triggers me. And every single time when someone came back to me with an insult, my insult was to come back strong. I mean, I would still stay reserved, but the worst thing that I could say with still being a little bit reserved and attack back. I'm saying this because I think the most of you felt that way. That hot immediate anger when someone says something mean to you online. That need to defend yourself, and that need to stood up for yourself and to make them feel how they made you feel. I know me, I get so pissed when I see stuff like that.
What the f***?
But the difference now from younger me is that I understand these people more. I understand something about them. When I receive hate now, I genuinely believe that that person is not well. Not in a dismissive way, in like a real way. Someone who is genuinely okay, who has a life that they're satisfied with, who feels good about themselves, who has real connections and real joy, does not spend their time writing hateful things to strangers on the internet. They just don't. That behavior comes from somewhere, and it doesn't come from a happy place. Just because it is that way doesn't mean it doesn't sting. It does sting. But understanding that takes away some power that it has over you. So now that I said all this stuff, maybe explained a little bit where is all this coming from? Who are these people who are leaving hateful comments, and why are they doing this? What do we actually do with all this information? Because although this is my rant episode, I don't come here just to be outraged. Like, I don't want to be outraged. It makes me tired. I'm coming here with something useful. And this is something that I started implementing actually quite some time ago, before this anonymous comments, and I feel like it really helped me. Maybe not 100%, but it did help me a little bit. So the first thing that I would do is I would start noticing these patterns when something on my feed makes me instantly furious, and then I would ask myself, wait, is this really important to me? Do I really have to be angry about this? Do I really have to upset myself because of this? Is this actually maybe designed to make me feel this way? Am I gonna be earning someone money? It kind of weakens the whole thing. And now when I ask myself that question, I would say 9 out of 10 times I will not comment. I will just scroll past it. And you know what? I won't feel rage. I won't feel upset. I won't feel this urge to prove something to someone. And in 20 seconds, I'm gonna forget about it. I know this is hard. As I said, I'm still going to be weak sometimes and do it. Especially when someone says something horrible to you, you just want to respond. You almost cannot control yourself and you respond. But not replying to the rage bite, that's not a weakness. That's refusing to work for free for outrage machine. No matter how justified your comment is, it's still a revenue for someone. And third thing, it's something that actually makes a difference in a long term. It's rewarding the content that you actually want to see. Like the posts that make you think, comment when you see something beautiful. Give a compliment to someone. You can do it. You can tell someone they're handsome, they have beautiful hair, they are beautiful, they are smart. Good job. Congratulations. You can do that. You can do all of that. Share the things that add something to the world, because everything works by the help of the algorithm, and algorithm follows patterns. So if enough people collectively engage in thoughtful content, algorithm notices. I don't know, is this possible, because we are so deep in this rage, whatever it is right now. Unfortunately, we are. But if we just try one by one, and then maybe we become some kind of collective. I don't know. It's slower, it is less dramatic, but it's our only option how we can create a better online space. And you know what? One more thing that I realized, if you see someone being attacked in the comments, don't be afraid to say something. Say something. But don't say something to the person who is attacking. Say something to the person who is attacked. Tell them that these comments are wrong, and tell them that you see them and you praise them. You compliment them if no one else will. It will cost you absolutely nothing. And it might mean a lot to them. I'm sure it will mean a lot to them. Between all these hateful comments, it's actually really nice to see a kind one. I feel like I did ranted a lot. I feel like I have less on my chest right now because I haven't had the opportunity to talk with anyone about this. I feel like we are not giving enough attention to this issue, and considering that a lot of us, millennials and newer generations, we are really social media based people. We are constantly on social media. Obviously, there are people who are not, but most of us, we engage and we see a lot of things. And this is important for us. So, want to leave you with something that you can think about? Think about the last time that you left comment online. Was this a good comment or a negative comment? Was this a comment to tear someone down or to build something up? Was this a reaction? Like, did you react onto it immediately, hot, without too much thinking? Or was this a response, something that you actually meant, something that you actually thought about? So this small distinction between the ways how we reply, multiplied by millions of people, that's the difference between social media, internet that feels like constant fight, yeah, Facebook warriors or whatever, social media warriors, and between the one that still has room for disagreement without the humanization, constructive discussions. Is this even worth it? Is it worth to build different kind of internet, different kind of social media, or we should just ditch it? Because I don't want to ditch it. I get a lot of information through social media. Obviously, you have to be careful with the information, and a lot of this information are coming from not trustworthy sources, but that's when common sense comes. And I believe social media is still worth saving because there are good things coming out of the social media, such as London Social Circle and other friendly groups where we can make meaningful connections.
Just saying.
So this was pretty much my rant for today. I feel better now after saying all this out loud, and I hope I gave you something to think about. I hope we're gonna be talking about this more now after this episode. I really do hope that you're going to leave me some kind of thoughts about this, because this is something that I think about quite often. So come find me on Instagram and on Facebook, No Weak Links Club Podcast, and tell me. If you want to stay anonymous to the world, but not to me, you can email me, noweaklinksclub@gmail.com, or you can DM me privately on Facebook or on Instagram, and let's talk about it. You can also leave a comment under this episode if you would like to. And thank you so much for listening this episode. Please stay tuned for the upcoming events episode. Pick one, go to one, and I'm gonna talk to you soon. Josi sending kisses. Bye.